Considering we're hitting 10 years of marriage, which is going by fast, what has been one of your biggest lessons as we intersected business and marriage in our household?
Balance.
What does that mean for you?
It means that the job is going to be there the next day.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
and come home and enjoy my family and my wife.
Okay.
I think that's the biggest thing is having to balance everything out. Because it's certain, and you and I have had this discussion multiple times, but as a man and a husband, it's just within my instinct to be a provider. And if I didn't have my wife here, I'd probably be working all the time.
Yeah.
And so over the years, it's taken a while for me, but I think at the same time for you, it's also, it has to feel good knowing that you have a husband that wants to work and provide for you too.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, it is that balance. So I'll give you an example. So when you started traveling, you were like, Brandon, I want you to come with me. But because I was so stuck on like, I got to build this up, I got to build it up, I got to build this business, I can't take days off. Last year, when you really first started traveling, I couldn't be with you, right? And I know you understood, okay, Brandon's doing it for us, he's building the business up, blah, 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 blah. But I know a part of you still wishes that I could have been there.
Yeah.
To, be there with you on some of that stuff. So I made a conscious effort to say, you know what, this year, 2024, and going forward, that when Megan travels for business, I'm going to take a day or two off and then meet her in the city where she is. And then so we're kind of killing two birds with one stone.
Yeah.
And that's that balance that I was talking about. So this year, I met you in Miami.
Yeah.
I met you in New Orleans this year. That was twice. So I made a compromise. So I didn't go on every single trip with her, but I said we could do once a quarter. If you take a trip a quarter, then I can do two. I can do 2 quarters with you. Right? So that's that kind of that balance that we're talking about.
Yeah.
The work is going to be here. That's the great thing about the pallet industry is they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere. And then once you set up a consistent schedule and customers know that you are consistent, you kind of grease the wheels a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You put a little bit of money in certain people's pockets. Nothing illegal, but you drop a couple of dollars off here and there to people.
Yeah.
And you overall just take care of people. Then those clients aren't going anywhere. And so that's what I've had to learn is balance. I don't want to gain $1 million in my business and lose my family. What's the point?
Yeah.
But I also don't want to go so far into the family side that I'm not doing my responsibilities for my business and getting to the point where I'm taking, instead of working 5 days a week, I'm working 3 days a week or 2 days, because now I'm losing my presence in the market. When people call me, oh, you're closed again today?
Yeah.
You were closed one day you've been closed 1 day a week on Fridays. Now you're closed Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. How are we supposed to do business with you, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's work-life balance. That's what I would say. That was a term that I was thinking of, work-life balance, and just balancing that out to where all parties are happy and taken care of.
Okay.
Because you can't do one without the other, right? If I'm not working, I'm not bringing in money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if I'm working too much, then you don't see me, and then it causes issues. So it's just trying to, it's like a pendulum, right? Trying to just get it to where we're at that equilibrium point.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, I do want to get to the point where I'm able to automate a lot of stuff and then put other people in position, so I can start to be at home more or venture into other business opportunities. Okay. But that will come.
Yeah. And I think that's a good future state for Pallet Pros as well, because there's a lot of things happening with us personally and collectively, and also within the business, that we want to be able to be of service and offer opportunities, to local talent. That's a whole nother conversation, whole nother topic on workforce, but neither here and there. I think that's something, that's one of my goals too. Future state goals for GLC is to continuously build out my team further, as well, because I'm doing a lot of hands-on things within the business, just like you are with Pallet Pros as well. And you building out the academy, I'm building out my learning institute simultaneously. So guys, we're doing a lot of the same things, just in our own respective businesses as well. And so I want to go back to the question, because I want to share my perspective on it too, on like what I think with the intersection of business and marriage has been for me. And I would say the one word that comes to mind is elevation. And what I mean by that is one, understanding how we're elevating in our own businesses and what that looks like. And things that we may have done last year may be different than how we would approach them this year. And so being able to really meet you where you are and where you're going, I think is part of like the elevation of us collectively and then also within the business too. So I always say elevation is the biggest thing for me with the intersection of business and marriage within our household and being able to I think the biggest thing you are teaching me, and I'm still having to apply this, is like you said, work is always going to be there, right? With me working different time zones, international team, having this media company with the podcast, part of the company, building out the digital products and stuff like that, training and curriculums, as well as client management. Like a lot of times I can work 7 days a week without question. And so my husband will be like, I'm sitting here playing video games. I'm not bothered about no work. I don't want to think about work. I don't want to think about no taxes. Whole nother topic. I don't want to think about anything pertaining to work. Like this is just my wind down day. And that's something that I'm having to really learn and consciously apply in practice because
hey, look, God even rested one day.
That's true. And that's what he tells me all the time. Like God rested on one day. So you can do the same thing, So I think, those are things that I'm continuously learning, from him and implementing, and he's learning things from me, as well. And I think that's part of the word elevation is how we're continuously learning and growing from each other in our own respective quest to be solid in our union as we continue on, God willing, with each every year, and then also within our businesses. As Pallet Pros is growing, Pallet Pros Academy is growing, GOC is growing, Accelerate Level Institute, Product and Packaging Powerhouse podcast is growing. There's a lot of good things in the works for both of us. So babe, I appreciate you for being on here.
Thanks for having me.
So guys, you see how he tried to play me at the beginning, but you see with our conversation, very raw, off the cuff, authentic. This was not rehearsed or anything like that.
This is easy because we have these type of conversations all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
So this was really easy. I hope that I can be a regular.
You can be a regular
on your podcast.
anytime.
You don't get too Hollywood for me,
Hey, listen, if I get Hollywood, you're going to get Hollywood too. How about that?
I like it.
So, okay, guys. Well, if this is your first time here with us, we always go into a power round with our featured guest, which is 60 seconds of fun, fast facts to ask our guest. So we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock and ask my husband or our guest, powerhouse guest, Brandon Gamble, about some of his favorites as well. So you ready to go on the timer for this? Okay, let's see, 60 seconds on the clock. Let's go. Okay, so out of all the pallets that you do service, tell me what is your most common pallet size that you provide?
It's the 4840 refurbished B grade pallet.
Okay, and so a lot of people refer to pallets as what? So there's a common two words that they normally refer to.
Standard pallet.
Okay. There's also another name that they refer to with pallets based upon the color of the wood.
The brown pallets.
Okay.
The wood pallets.
Okay. No. When you're building the pallets and it's not black, if it's not black, it's
white.
Okay. And then pallets are made from
white wood.
Yes. Okay. So name your favorite artist.
My favorite artist is Outkast. That's
Okay.
a group. But if it's a solo artist, probably Project Pat right now.
Okay, Project Pat from Memphis. Okay, so from Outkast here as an ATLian, tell us one of your favorite stanzas or lyrics from Outkast, and what song is it?
Cooler than the polar bear toenails. Oh hell, there he go again talking that bending corner like a curve. That's Big Boy, and I think that song, the art of storytelling, if I'm not mistaken. They got so many hits, but
Okay.
That's the first verse lyric that popped into my head.
Okay.
I'm cooler than the polar bear's toenails.
Oh, wait.
Oh hell, there he go again talking that bending corners like I was a curve. I struck a nerve. You about to see the Southern players serve, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And guys, I talk about Outkast as well, and one of my favorite lines from them, because it has my infamous city on there, is putting the South up on the map is like look to Rocktabania as well. Okay. And so as we're wrapping up, I thought it would be fun for you to ask me some fun, fast facts in 60 seconds. So I'm going to give him my clock. I'm going to put him on the spot, and I'm on the spot too. I've never been on this side. I haven't.
All right, Mrs. Gamble. Who is your favorite R&B artist from The 80s.
Ooh, from the 80s, I would say Sade.
Sade? Okay. Name me a song of hers.
Ordinary Love, Your Love is King.
All right. What's your favorite color?
Orange.
Tell me what your favorite animal is.
Lion, Leo.
All right.
Big
We're
elephant.
actually going past 30 seconds, so I'm gonna do a minute for you.
It's
All
60
right.
seconds.
Oh, we said 60?
Yeah.
Dang, my fault. All right. Well, we waste a lot of time. All right, let's do one last thing. If you could have anything in the world, what would it be?
A conversation with my deceased grandmother to gain wisdom.
Man, that's awesome right there.
Yeah.
All right. And then where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, having an international team to grow GLC, traveling with my kiddos to all of our different sites, and putting us up on the map. It's like Little Rock to Vegas.
There we go. I think that's a fitting way to finish off the podcast, baby.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in to a real conversation between me and my husband, my number one supporter, fan, and also business owner here, Brandon Gamble with Pallet Pros. So all the respective information that we mentioned in the podcast will be down linked in the show notes for you. Pallet Pros GA, Pallet Pros Academy, and also Get Level Consultants. So you can see all the wonderful things that we're building and creating to be of service to the packaging and pallets industry for our respective consumers. So if you have not, make sure you do follow, like, and subscribe to our channel, and be sure to give us a 5-star rating on your respective platform as well. And make sure you do share this with your network, because your net worth is based upon your network. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's segment, and we'll see you on the next one.